Hey, what's going on? It's been a while. Finally out, and it's beautiful out, and I'm happy to be hiking. I'm actually just on my way to the Greenfield Falls, one of my favorite places to go, and especially right now with gas prices being astronomical, I can afford to drive here. Purpose of this hike is a little different. It's just a place for me to walk and talk. And I was just going to talk to you guys about losing some weight. When I started hiking and doing this YouTube channel, I was probably just under 240 pounds, slightly under 6 feet, so that's quite a bit more than I'm supposed to weigh. And I found as I hiked, there's a real motivator to lose some weight because I was winded all the time. I really wanted to get out and hike, and a lot of the waterfall hikes, as you've seen over the years, have warranted some pretty steep ravines, some climbing, and it can take a toll, especially if you're out of shape and a little bit overweight like I was. So I started off, just maybe cutting back a little bit and using the exercise from hiking, and I did probably lose about 10 pounds, and it just really felt like not enough. So I kind of cut out some carbohydrates, some carbs, just try to do things on my own. I managed to lose maybe another 10 or 15 pounds. It felt nice, maybe drop to belt size or something like that. But I still was, getting winded hiking. It wasn't quite getting where I wanted to be. And I was constantly on YouTube and noticed advertisements for Noom. And for some reason, it just seemed their ads worked. It seemed to kind of speak to me. So I decided to fill out their questionnaire and do their free trial. I liked the free trial, so I did the subscription. It just kind of suited my personality and my eating habits and my lifestyle. So I wanted to do a quick overview of Noom for you, just a 100% authentic review, my take on it. And so I'm just going to give you a quick overview of Noom. So first of all, I am now at 180 pounds. That was actually changed my goal, was 185. I hit that. So I went down to 180 while still in the program. So it has been a success. I am happy with it. And for those of you who do not know and you're interested, what Noom is basically a fancy way to count calories. But it doesn't restrict what you eat. Like, it doesn't cut out certain things or have points. It's a little bit laborious. You have to keep track of everything, but the app makes it pretty easy with a barcode scanner. The app itself is fairly easy to navigate, and there are other free calorie counting apps out there, but I guess what sets this one apart, they try to make it about their psychology, which there's a couple of useful pieces of information, but honestly, overall, the psychology thing and the learning stuff, like the lessons they teach you about calories and eating and diet stuff, I mean, depending on you and what you already know and what you need to learn, it could be beneficial for you. I found I started doing the lessons for the first couple weeks, and I eventually stopped. I didn't find them overly useful other than the basis. The whole premise of Noom is based around calorie density. So something like, I don't know, say for instance, like some cookies are way more dense in calories than some grapes. So basically what they do is give you so many calories depending on, they group everything in calorie density, and it's kind of like if you picture like traffic lights, like the red, yellow, green traffic lights, red being the most dense calories with the red being the most dense calories, and therefore you get the fewest amount of red calories. Yellow being the middle, you get probably double the amount with the medium amount of calorie density, the yellow stuff, as you do with the red. And then green, you can eat your full daily calorie intake can be green if you want. It's like an unlimited, low density stuff you would mostly think like vegetables and some fruit, whole grains, stuff like that. Maybe some fish and stuff you'd expect. The yellow calories I was kind of happy with because potatoes. I'm a big potato guy. I'm a picky eater, something I want to preface to. So for me, potatoes, air fried, French fries, not deep fried, light beer, some ice cream, depending on which one you look at it, frozen yogurt, they're considered yellow. So that said, once you figure out how the whole system works, it's pretty straightforward. Hearing some noises in the woods. I don't know if it's just a bird or what, but whatever. That said, so once you kind of figure out how the system works, you get a rough idea and a routine of what you normally eat. And like, I'm fine being a picky person to have the same thing basically for breakfast. So I'd have like a whole wheat English muffin with a little bit of butter and some jam. And then, if you're somebody who doesn't really have to have that much variety in your food, it's pretty easy because it remembers, your favorite meals, sort of like they're easy to kind of add to your day to keep going. And it kind of helps you think ahead. So from that aspect of it, it is just a calorie counter with a little bit more sophistication because they keep track of the calorie density, which is, I think, the key thing. There's nothing really, honestly, that special about it aside from that. And for me, having paid for it is a bit of a motivator, and maybe that would work for you too. But that is basically what Noom is, a fancy calorie calculator that it keeps track of your footsteps and dynamically gives you more calories through the day if you do some exercise. And it works. It honestly works. And what I gotta say is, eating in this fashion compared to, like, say, cutting carbohydrates out, I instantly, when I started doing Noom, I felt way fuller, even though I was eating way fewer calories, but it was everything. Like, there was nothing cut out of the diet. I even have, like, slice of pizza, like I said, beer, baked or air fryer, non-deep fried French fries, chicken strips. You gotta cut down the red meats and stuff a little bit, but you can still, every day you got your red calories you can chuck in. Like if you're gonna have a barbecue, you could factor that in there, or somebody's birthday, a small piece of cake. You just gotta plan ahead a little bit, which isn't a bad thing anyway. So, I mean, is the program amazing? Not really. I mean, it's pretty straightforward. It is a calorie counter. It's a slightly more sophisticated one. It helps you create some really good habits. And it's kind of expensive. I think they try to give you some deals, I think, like once you fill out their little survey. But, I mean, I think I paid like $170 for... It was January, February, March, April, May. So for 5 months is what it covered. And I achieved my goal. I think I lost 30 pounds. I went from, 40 pounds, sorry, with Noom. I went from 220 down to 180. At very first, the weight just fell off me. I'm 39 years old. I'm a guy. It might be different for you depending on how old you are and who you are and what your metabolism's like. I'm picky. I work at home, which is another big thing, so I can plan to do this sort of thing. I don't have to make a lunch to eat in a workroom or anything like that. So things like that you need to consider. But bottom line, it does work. I don't think it's anything really that special. I've now moved on to I think it's the MyFitnessPal app. I'll put a link to that in the description if you're interested. It's kind of ad-supported, free, with some premium features, but now I just, before I finished Noom, I wrote down how many calories from each calorie density I could have, and then I basically keep track of what would normally be like the red, most dense ones, and I just put them all under snack, so then I know I have to kind of watch that more specifically over every other meal, because that's like not really being used as snack, it's being used as like my red calories. So so I use the MyFitnessPal app to try to figure out and get used to what it's like to try to maintain my weight at this weight. And honestly, like if you had enough discipline, you could probably do the trial of Noom, get a feel for what you can eat, and then just cancel it and then go with the MyFitnessPal app. But there are, like I said, there are some benefits to it. It's really good at keeping track of that stuff, and it does work. So I'm not knocking it, I'm just trying to be honest. If you're somebody that doesn't want to cut out certain things out of your diet, but you don't mind doing something, because you do have to keep track of the calories, which I avoided doing for years. I wasn't gonna count calories. I tried doing it before. And honestly, with the barcode scanner, you need a smartphone. With the technology, the app makes it pretty seamless. There's a few things in the app I don't really care for, a few pop-ups and like some things I find kind of mundane and pointless, but overall the app's really easy to use. So that's it. I'm gonna go take a couple pictures at the waterfall. I'll chuck them into some B-roll at the end if you want to see some nice shots. That's all I got for you. Hopefully gas will go down and I can get to a real waterfall hike. So thanks for checking this video out, guys. I know my channel's been a little bit slow lately just because of the winter and gas prices. I've gone to every waterfall, within like an hour's drive. Yeah, I'm Canadian, we measure in hours. So it's not as easy for me to get somewhere with the gas prices. That said, I will still be hiking, and hopefully, prices come down, or I, can make something work. I'll get the drone out there. It's nice out, and that's it. See you guys in the next one.